Hey guys, so I got a little different kind of video for you today. It's actually the end of the work day. I'm getting ready to go home, but I'm taking something home with me here. I'm taking a tractor home with a 3-point power takeoff chipper on it. I have a buddy coming tomorrow after work. We're going to take some trees down at my house. He's bringing a bucket truck, so we're going to do that and do a little chipping. And I thought maybe you'd want to see how a power takeoff chipper works. They're pretty neat. So I'll make a little video. It's, I guess you'd say, forestry adjacent. We're doing some tree work, taking some stuff down. I probably will have a couple saw logs out of the deal, but it's mostly going to be chips and some firewood. So I'll get this thing chained down and we'll go for a ride. Alright guys, I just got home from work. My buddy Todd just showed up here with his bucket truck, and we're going to start working here, limbing these trees and taking them down. I have a few here. If you can see the ones with the orange dots, they're going, and they're just a little too close for comfort to the house. They're within striking distance of the house, and we've had some bad storms lately, so I'm just doing a little preventative maintenance here just to prevent something bad from happening. I don't want to wake up with one of these trees in my bedroom. So we're gonna get going here. He's already started there. He's up in the bucket limbing. I'm gonna help him move some of the stuff out of the way. He's gonna work his way out of here, leaving it laying, and then I'll come back in and chip it. Thought you guys might want to see this, might find it interesting. That's a rough job up there. A lot of bull work. It's Todd with Northeast Outdoor Maintenance. Known him for quite a while. He's a good tree guy, one of the good ones. I meet a lot of tree guys in the sawmill line of work. But Todd's one of the reliable ones. I trust him here to work at my own place. So he's got a pretty big job here. Even though I'm doing the cleanup, he's got a lot of aerial work here. These maples he's working on right now have a lot of little limbs that need to be taken off. So while Todd's out back there working, he doesn't need me right now. I'm gonna get this chipper that I brought home last night ready to go. This is a 42 horsepower Kubota tractor here. This is what I call the logging tractor. This is what I use for in the woods work. My son Eli calls it the squeaky tractor, mainly because the seat squeaks a little bit. Well, it's gonna make a liar out of me. I can't make it squeak right now, but since he was a little kid, he called this a squeaky tractor, so that's what we call it. Mosquitoes, bugs, joys of living in the woods. But thought you guys might be interested in this. This is a 3-point Echo Bearcat chipper. It's a 9-inch chipper. It works pretty good. This is actually my dad's. He bought this a few years ago. We got it used, and it has a hydraulic feed on it, self-contained hydraulic. So the power takeoff powers a hydraulic pump, which runs your hydraulic feed, and it does a nice job. You guys might be interested, you know, anybody that has, you know, a woodlot, homestead type deal. If you already have a tractor, these chippers are a really good option for you, because, you know, other than, you know, everybody's familiar with the tow behind gas or diesel powered chippers. Those are good, but You've got the problem of an extra engine you have to maintain. You're going to have added cost up front because you're paying for that engine, and they're only as good as where you can maneuver them to. You solve a lot of problems with this unit. You know, it's powered by the tractor. If you already have a tractor, you know, that's a win because you already have the cost of the power unit. And then, you know, so you don't have as much maintenance to them, but this will go anywhere this four-wheel drive tractor will go, which makes it very maneuverable, and it's really been nice for us. We've done a lot of work with this. We've had it a few years now, and it's never let us down. So I actually have to do some servicing on it. I gotta grease it and check my oil levels on the tractor and everything. So I should have done it before I left the mill, but I was in a hurry to get out of there, I should say, yesterday. So I figured I'd just do it here. So I brought my trusty grease gun, so I'll get the grease in here, and we'll get ready to put it to work. Oh boy, lovely. For those of you that have ever worked on power takeoff equipment, you know there is one downside. Greasing that universal joint is a bear sometimes. To get that lined up just right that you can get a grease gun on there is no fun. But I got it done. She's ready to roll. So we'll get some chipping done. I just went down and chipped some bushes for the next door neighbor while I was here and had the chipper to help her out. Let's check back in on Todd, see how he's making out. Getting there. It's looking a lot more open. Seeing a lot more sunlight in there. I'll tell you what, if you're afraid of heights, that is not the job for you. I've done a bit of that work in the past, and I hope my days of being up in a bucket are over. You sway around up there, it's not a good feeling. It takes a special breed to do that kind of work. Well guys, there goes Todd. He got his job done. You can see I got a bunch of totem poles here and a huge mess. Looks like a war zone. And more back there. I started chipping some here in the back, but it's about 7 o'clock. We're starting to get a little drizzle here. So I think I'm calling it a night. I'm soaked through my shirt, not from rain, but from sweat. It's real muggy here. So I got my yard looking like a parking lot here. I got equipment everywhere and a mess. So we're gonna pack up. I'm gonna do some of this tractor, get it out of the weather, and tomorrow night after work, hopefully I'll get this job finished up. So we'll check back then. All right guys, it is day 3 on this project. I actually chipped the load last night, but I forgot my camera at work, so I couldn't show you that, but you didn't miss much. I just chipped the trailer load, and I did this whole front section here. All I got left is the firewood. That'll be going on the trailer tomorrow probably, and that'll be getting out of here. And obviously the trunks are still up there. We'll have to take them down. So I got the trailer backed in place here right where I left off yesterday. I have a sheet of particle board up there just to catch some of the extra chips so they're not flying off the front of the trailer. My truck's up there. It's got my chipper set up here ready to go. We got to do this pile in the back. I did about half of it the first night when Todd was here. And then I got this section yet. So I got this section, and then I've got one little cherry tree out at the driveway. I'm gonna get that done, and then I'll be done with chipping. So let's get it set up here and let's get to chipping. So guys, as you can see, that thing can really eat some wood. It can beat you up a little bit too. It's tough work. I'm not going to tell you I'm a professional tree service guy. I just play one on YouTube. I wouldn't want to do it every day. The guys, they really earn their money. If you ever wondered why it costs so much to take trees down, I think overall here this video should pretty much show you there's a lot involved. But two things, actually a couple things I did want to show you if you were curious. This chipper does have a safety bar on it, because if you noticed, it really grabs the wood and pulls it in. You bump that bar, it stops and reverses. So it's not like you're totally at the mercy of the chipper. It's aggressive, which is actually good. I like that it's aggressive. It really pulls the stuff in. It does a really nice job, but it does have a safety to it there. The other thing I wanted to show you, I don't know if you saw me using it or not, this little Milwaukee electric chainsaw. I picked this up a couple months ago, and I'm not sponsored by Milwaukee. I have nothing to do with Milwaukee other than I'm a huge fan of their tools. My wife would probably tell you I'm somewhat addicted to Milwaukee tools. I just think they're really high quality. I have a ton of their stuff. But anyway, I picked this up a few months ago primarily to use at the sawmill, and I'll tell you what, it really is a nice saw. Any of you guys out there that are running a mill or doing anything like that, it is super nice for trimming boards as they come off the mill. You know, if something has a bad end on it, I use it when wood comes out of the kiln and I'm grading through stuff out of the kiln. If it has a split end or a bad end, I can trim it then. It's so nice to be able to pick this thing up, pull the trigger and go. No more starting, stopping, starting, stopping, wearing out the recoil starter on your gas saw, fighting with that. I mean, that gets old quick. So I really have loved using this, and for this job in particular, it's great because when all this stuff is tangled together, you can just grab it, cut it, set it down. Once again, no more starting and stopping. That becomes a major pain in the butt. It's hard on the shoulder and all that. So I love this thing, and it really has a lot of power. It has as much power as a 35cc gas saw. I've run a lot of different chainsaws, and I'd pick this thing up any day for small limbing. I even plan on this fall and winter in the woods when I'm doing some logging. I plan on taking this out there for limbing just because it's so handy. It runs really good. I have the 12 amp hour battery in it right now. I have all kinds of different batteries, but it's easily doing this job. This started with 3 bars and it still has 3 bars, and I've done a bunch of trimming here. So it runs a long time. You do have to put oil in them. That's the one thing, bar oil, just like a regular chainsaw, so you still have that, but you don't have to fool around with the gas engine. You don't have to fool around with, you know, mixing gas and the noise and the smoke. It's the other thing, you know, especially when I'm grading lumber, don't need earmuffs. So that's pretty neat. So I'll actually put a link to this thing in the description of the video if you're interested, because like I said, I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm not getting paid by Milwaukee or anything. I just think it's a really nice tool that has really been a game changer for me. So I thought I'd share that with you, you know, maybe get something out of it. You may also be wondering what I'm doing with the chips here. These are actually going out to my garden. You may have heard me talk in other videos. I like to garden a lot. I have a garden out there at the mill, and so I'm going to dump these out there. I'm going to spread them around and let the chickens run through them here over the fall and winter. They do a really nice job of kind of mixing them around and composting and breaking them down, and it really, I've done it in the past. It really helps to build soil. It's really a neat thing. So I'm going to use them. They're not going to waste. All the firewood, a lot of firewood, that's going to my dad. The outdoor wood stove he has for his house and one of my shop buildings, so that'll get loaded up on the trailer after I'm done chipping, and that'll go out to him. And these stalks here, these maples, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure they might be veneer. I might be able to sell them and pay for my kids' college with these logs. I'm not quite sure yet. I have to check around, see what they're worth. You guys that run a sawmill, tell me you haven't gotten these phone calls. I swear I get them every week, every other week. Yeah, I just took some trees down in my yard and my buddy said they're worth a lot of money and I should call a mill and you'd pay for them. I get that constantly. I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but I bet you, let me know in the comments, if you run a mill, you've gotten that phone call. Everybody thinks they've got something that's a huge value. I'm not saying it's impossible, but most of the time it's not that nice. And these here, normally I would not put these on the mill. I mean, there's nothing really special about them. They're kind of bare minimum for size, and they're kind of naughty, but since I have them here and they have to come down, that one actually has a screw in it there. Since they have to come down and I don't really want to cut them up for firewood, I'll throw them on the mill, see what I get out of them. I might get something out of them that's worthwhile, but I'll do that once I get all this other stuff cleaned up. I'll come over with the big truck and drop them. They're at no danger to the house now. They're limbed down enough that I can just drop them easily into the yard here, pick them up with the lumber truck and take them back to the mill. But that's probably gonna wait a little while, maybe sometime next week, because if I'm being honest with you, these have been 13 to 14 hour days every day this week here, just between work and then coming home and working on this. So I'm pretty gassed. I'm gonna finish up here chipping the night, and then tomorrow do the firewood, and the next day take the tractor back. So that can wait. They're not hurting anything to have a few totem poles stand here in my yard. So I'm gonna go in for dinner, have a dinner, and then get back to chipping here to finish up. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you learned something here. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little different than our normal video, but maybe you got something out of it, I hope, or a little bit of entertainment maybe. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.